I'm Chief Meteorologist Tony Petrarca in the Pinpoint 12 Forecast Center. You've clicked on the Weather Now link on this Halloween night now at 10 o'clock in the evening. And the wind, you can probably hear it outside your window. It's ramping up right now. The high wind warning continues. Actually, it goes into effect officially at 11 o'clock tonight. But, the winds have been increasing already. So far, we've seen gusts anywhere between roughly 40 and 45 miles per hour. But looking on social media, let me see. Truro, Mass, which is out on the Cape, I just had a gust of 57. So these wind speeds are going to continue to increase throughout the evening and overnight, and we feel as though there'll be some sporadic scattered power outages, some damage to tree limbs and power lines and things like that. Saw a few pictures of some wind damage. There was in Medford, Mass, a big tree came down on someone's house on their porch. So we're starting to see some sporadic reports of isolated wind damage. Look at these high temps today. Actually, we talked about this last night, how this storm would be more of a spring-like storm, and temperatures, the highs today topped out in the upper 60s to low 70s. That's pretty incredible considering there was no sunshine today. I want to show you the wind gust forecast. Now, the areas of red and purple, those are your stronger winds. Now, this is 2 o'clock in the morning. At this time, we're gusting 45 to 55, close to 60. This is with the approach of a strong cold front. And then notice by 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, that sharp gradient, so that red and purple, those are damaging wind gusts, somewhere in that 45 to 60 mile per hour range. This is about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Just follow that red and purple area. And here we are about 4:35 a.m. going through New Bedford and the Cape, and then it heads offshore. Now, Friday will be a windy day. I just don't feel as though it'll be quite as strong as some of the gusts that will come through during the overnight hours. So as far as impacts, obviously the strong wind gusts, a high impact. I would put, the power outage risk at least in a moderate category at this point. Scattered thunderstorms, there's a slight chance some communities are going to get a rumble of thunder here. Despite some heavier rain coming through later at night during the overnight hours, I'm not expecting any flooding, just for the simple fact that these downpours are going to be coming through very quickly, so they don't stay in one area at any given amount of time that's too long. So good news there. Take a look, satellite radar composite, and again, we're taping this as of 10 o'clock Thursday night. So far, it's just been scattered light rain showers, but you can clearly see some of the heavier rain and downpours. In fact, an outbreak of severe weather across the mid-Atlantic right now. They have we've had a couple of tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings. So that line of heavier rain and thunder is lined up along this very strong cold front, and it's that front that's going to head our way during the overnight into the pre-dawn hours of Friday, and then eventually push offshore. And look at the rapid clearing behind the front once we get towards, say, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. It's offshore. We're back to sunshine finally. Well-deserved sun for your Friday, but a blustery and cooler day. Winds are still pretty gusty. We're thinking 35, 45 mile-an-hour wind gusts on Friday, but it's a dry day. There's no rain, there's no thunder, and the temperatures will be falling off as well. Let me walk you through this in more detail. Get rid of my mug here. All right, so initially some scattered light rain showers, but draw your attention, it doesn't look like much, just entering your screen on the left, that narrow ribbon of red and orange, and there it is. This is 3 o'clock in the morning, eastern Connecticut. That's the front, and that's kind of like a squall line of the very heavy rain, thunder, and if there's any increase in the damage potential for some wind, it'd be that narrow strip of red and orange, and then there it is, still quite pronounced. Sometimes we call this a rope. It's like a thin little rope on the Doppler, and you can get intense rain and wind in a very short amount of time. Like you could gust up to 60 miles per hour in that little thin line, but it only lasts very briefly, and then it's gone. By 5 a.m. it's crossing the Cape, and then it's offshore. So we may get a lingering shower. This is 6 o'clock in the morning, but then look at the rapid clearing. Sun's coming out, and we've got a blustery and cooler day. We're not forecasting 70s, but rather temperatures falling through the 50s. Your Friday evening, Friday night feels more like autumn. It is much cooler. In fact, turning a lot colder late Friday night. In fact, by daybreak Saturday, we may be down to near freezing sunrise Saturday mornings. Overnight, while most of us are sleeping, unless the wind keeps you awake, rain, thunder, strong wind, and temps in the 60s, potential power outages. So, do what I'm doing right now. I have I've got the phone, I'm charging it. I want to get a fresh charge, just in case when I finally leave here and go home if there's no power. So charge your devices, your laptops, your tablets, and things like that. It'll make life a little easier for you when you get up on Friday morning. Speaking of Friday morning, the rain ends by 6 a.m., clearing, windy, temps in the 50s. And, we'll stay in the mid to upper 50s throughout Friday afternoon, but the wind's still busy. West at 15 to 25, but you may be still getting gusts 40, 45. So that's a healthy wind gust, though maybe not as strong as what's coming through during the overnight hours. All right, 7-day forecast, looking good. I mean, dry, sunny both Saturday and Sunday, but a lot cooler. Your daytime highs of 50, 55, and your nighttime temperatures are going to be in the 30s. So wrapping it up as of this 10 o'clock hour on a Thursday night, Halloween night. The strongest of the wind yet to arrive, and we're thinking that's roughly midnight till about 5 o'clock in the morning. During that window, the potential for some wind damage and some power outages, some heavy rain and some thunder. It is gone, clearing the coastline by early tomorrow morning. We're back to sunshine, though windy and cool for your Friday. Of course, I'll have an update on Eyewitness News starting at 11 o'clock this evening, and an update on Fox Providence after the football game. And Michelle is in, of course, early in the morning at 4:30 a.m. At that time, the wind will still be howling, so check back with Eyewitness News in the morning with Michelle for some of the latest as well. There could be some power outages at that time. So that's your latest Weather Now update. Thanks for logging in, and we'll talk to you soon.